With Obamacare, by having everything standardized, so-called you're too dumb to figure out your plan, so we have to have these mandates to make them all conform. I don't think a lot of people in this room necessarily need maternity coverage anymore, but you got to pay for it. You may be of sound mind and body and don't want to buy mental health illness. Maybe you'd rather pay the dentist when you go there and he has on his counter 5% discount if you settle the account today. And for those of us left in the individual market, we're the ones that have been really hit hard. And this type of corruption in the free market has been a travesty, and I think it's part of why we're in the situation we're in. But before you can have single payer, you have to destroy the individual market. Yep. They've effectively done a very good job so far of that. What we really do need to do is start to implement policies nationally and even at the state level that increases the individual market. One of the things that I believe very strongly in is I think that as a nation we should be embarking on a plan to phase out the deductibility entirely of group plans that are employer provided. At the same time, we should be phasing in full deductibility for every individual plan. I also would support the idea in the phase out of employer provided benefits that the deductibility of premiums that they pay could be deposited directly into your HSA account, tax-free, and that you would manage the money and you would buy your own individual account. I think the benefit of this is there's no more COBRA. You own it, you have portability, you get fired, you want to leave your job, you want to go somewhere else, you own it. But by putting everybody into the same risk pool, the individual market, and get rid of the group plans and the leverage that employers think they have, and they did have leverage because, you know, if you were Honeywell and said, I've got 10,000 employees, what can you do for us? And there was a huge competitive advantage to want to have a really great program to win those 10,000 accounts. And then maybe the management would even say, but we want dental care and eyeglasses, can you throw that in? Well, sure, they probably did, but then what did that do to the rest of the pricing structure in the other parts of their market? Did the individual premium start going up? When I was a child, I remember you go in for the school checkups, and my mother would get out the checkbook and have to pay the bill. And people didn't buy health care, they bought hospitalization. They bought insurance for catastrophic risk, and they would manage your own thing. And to close with an example, my daughter, when she was 14, she said, Dad, Carolyn's mom said she'd take us all over to Buck Hill and we were going to go skiing. Is that okay? I said, no, absolutely not. Why? I said, well, because your dad is self-employed and I have a high deductible catastrophic health insurance plan and I can't afford a broken leg right now. And I said, when you're 18, you can do it yourself. But that's the type of situation where you manage your own risk. And if you were in control of the funds and the money for your health insurance, then each of us would look into the plan just like you look into the deductibility or the deduct on your collision and your auto liability. You'd say, you know, I'm a good driver, I'll take a risk, I'll go with $1,000 or $1,500 deductible because you're going to pay for it in premiums one way or the other. If you go 2 years without an accident, you've now saved the money and you're no worse off. So that's type of, have to have the skin in the game. And I think if we would return to a free market approach where you get to decide what's best for you in terms of what coverage you want and how much coverage you want, that's what I think it would be getting us back on track to the way we used to remember healthcare.